This is the room before we started. My client only had a few hours to work this week, and so our plan was to tackle this pile and figure out what was in there. Our goal for the night was to go through the pile and separate everything into a category so that we could see what we had and how much of everything we had, and then make some decisions about what was going to stay and what was going to get a new home outside of my client's home. But our only goal for the evening was to get through the pile and make smaller piles of things in their categories. And if you want to read about the categories we chose and how we planned to make this whole thing happen, open up the caption. So, this is how the room looked after we worked together over Zoom to start going through the pile. We moved quickly, picking up an item, figuring out what category it fell into, and putting it in a pile with the other items in that category. We didn't stop to think about whether we were going to keep it or not. Our goal was to take down the pile and categorize because it's easier to make keep or discard decisions by category, and that's going to be our next step. But we're not doing that tonight. Tonight, we are focused on taking down the big pile and making smaller, categorized piles. After an hour of working together over Zoom, my client took a dinner break and then she came back into the room to work on her own. This is what it looked like 45 minutes later. And this is what it looked like 45 minutes after that. This is what it looked like 30 minutes after that. And this is what it looked like an hour and a half later at the end of the evening. Everything that was in the pile has now been categorized and put into its own mini or not so mini pile, which means it's ready for us to start sorting and making keep, donate, recycle, trash decisions, which is what we're going to do next week.